Welcome to Wonderslate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Topic for today's quiz is Structure of the Indian Economy and Demographics. Question number 1. According to the 1991 census, the highest percentage of the population in India is to be found in the age group of Option A, 60 years and above. Option B, 35 to 55 years. Option C, 25 to 34 years. Option D, 5 to 14 years. The correct answer is Option D, 5 to 14 years. The highest percentage of the population in India in 1997 is in the age group of 5 to 14 years. Question number 2. Which one of the following is true regarding the Jawahar Rozgar Yojana, JRY? Option A. It was launched during the Prime Ministership of Indira Gandhi. Option B. It aims at creating 1 million jobs annually. Option C. The target group of JRY are the urban poor living below the poverty line. Option D. Under the scheme 30% of the employment generated is reserved for women. The correct answer is Option D. Under the scheme 30% of the employment generated is reserved for women. Though the people below the poverty line were the target group for employment, the preference was to be given to the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and free bonded laborers. 30% of the employment opportunities were to be reserved for women in rural areas. Question number 3. The Narasimham Committee for Financial Sector Reforms has suggested a reduction in Option A, SLR and CRR. Option B, SLR, CRR and priority sector financing. Option C, SLR and financing to capital goods sector. Option D, CRR, priority sector financing and financing to capital goods sector. The correct answer is Option B, SLR, CRR and priority sector financing. Narasimham Committee for Financial Sector Reforms, 1991, has suggested a reduction in SLR, CRR, and priority sector financing reduction from 40% to 10%. Most of the suggestions of the committee were not implemented. Question number 4. Corporation tax. Option A. Is levied and appropriated by the states. Option B. Is levied by the union and collected and appropriated by the states. Option C. Is levied by the union and shared by the union and the states. Option D. Is levied by the union and belongs to it exclusively. The correct answer is Option D. Is levied by the union and belongs to it exclusively. Corporation tax is a direct tax levied, collected, and appropriated by the union or the central government. No part of this tax can be assigned to the states. Question number 5. One of the reasons for India's occupational structure remaining more or less the same over the years has been that Option A. Investment pattern has been directed towards capital-intensive industries. Option B. Productivity in agriculture has been high enough to induce people to stay with agricultural. Option C. Ceiling on land holdings have enabled more people to own land and hence their preference to stay with agriculture. Option D. People are largely unaware of the significance of transition from agriculture to industry for economic development. The correct answer is Option A. Investment pattern has been directed towards capital-intensive industries. Our economic planners are not emphasizing the development of small-scale industries in their plan strategies. Question number 6. The main reasons for the low growth rate in India, in spite of the high rate of savings and capital formation is Option A. High birth rate. Option B. Low level of foreign and Option C. Low capital output ratio. Option D. High capital output ratio. The correct answer is Option D. High capital output ratio. The capital output ratio is the amount of capital needed to produce one unit of output. It explains the relationship between the level of investment and the corresponding economic growth. Lower capital output ratio shows the productivity of capital and technological progress. Question number 7. Which one of the following is correct regarding the stabilization of the new economic policy adopted in India? Option A. Stabilization is a gradual, multi-step process while structural adjustment is a quick adaptation process. Option B. Structural adjustment is a gradual multi-step process, while stabilization is a quick adaptation process. Option C. Stabilization and structural adjustment are very similar and complementary policies. It is difficult to separate one from the other. Option D. Stabilization mainly deals with a set of policies which are to be implemented by the central government, while structural adjustment is to be set in motion by the state governments. The correct answer is Option A. Stabilization is a gradual, multi-step process while structural adjustment is a quick adaptation process. New economic policy was adopted in 1991 based on Rao Manmohan model. Stabilization component of any economy is essentially a short-term program, while the structural readjustment component is a long-term process. Question number 8. One of the important goals of the economic liberalization policy is to achieve full convertibility of the Indian Rupee. This is being advocated because Option A. Convertibility of the rupee will stabilize its exchanged value against major currencies of the world. Option B. It will attract more foreign capital inflow in India. Option C. It will help to promote exports. Option D. It will help India secure loans from the world financial markets at attractive terms. The correct answer is Option B. It will attract more foreign capital inflow in India. The full convertibility of the Indian currency means that the rupee is freely exchangeable into other international currencies and vice versa. Also, this would mean that international investors can buy and sell Indian assets at will. After 1994, the rupee has been partially convertible, which means that the currency is changed freely into foreign currency for business and trade expenses. But it cannot be converted freely for acquiring overseas assets. Question number 9. A redistribution of income in a country can be best brought about through Option A. Progressive taxation combined with progressive expenditure. Option B. Progressive taxation combined with regressive expenditure. Option C. Regressive taxation combined with regressive expenditure. Option D. Regressive taxation combined with progressive expenditure. The correct answer is Option B. Progressive taxation combined with regressive expenditure. Progressive tax is a process in which, as the income of a person increases, rate of income tax on the income also goes up. Regressive expenditure is a process in which government spending decreases with the increase in income of people, and government tends to spend more on the poor in comparison to rich people. Question number 10. As per the 1991 census, the average size of households in terms of the number of persons per household in respect of the given states follows the sequence highest first, lowest last. Option A. Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Option B. Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Gujarat, Kerala. Option C. Gujarat, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. Option D. Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. The correct answer is Option B. Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Gujarat, Kerala. Question number 11. Human Development Index comprises literacy rates, life expectancy at birth and Option A. Gross national product per head in the US dollars. Option B. Gross domestic product per head at real purchasing power. Option C. Gross national product in US dollars. Option D. National income per head in US dollars. The correct answer is Option D. National income per head in US dollars. Human Development Index measures achievements in terms of life expectancy, literacy and adjusted real income standing of living. First HDR calculations were made in 1990 by Mahbubul Haq. Question number 12. In India, inflation is measured by the option A. Wholesale price index number. Option B. Consumers price index for urban non-manual workers. Option C. Consumers price index for agricultural workers. Option D. National income deflation. The correct answer is option A. Wholesale price index number. Wholesale price index is an index used by the Reserve Bank of India till 2014 to measure inflation. WPI is the price of a representative basket of wholesale goods. It takes a basket of 697 items into account and shows the combined prices. The RBI, ex-Governor Raghuram Rajan, shifted to Consumer Price Index CPI is because WPI neglects services and the bottlenecks between a wholesaler and a retailer. Question number 13. National income is option A. Net national product at market price. Option B. Net national product at factor cost. Option C. Net domestic product at market price. Option D. Net domestic product at factor cost. The correct answer is option B. Net national product at factor cost. National income is the money value of all final goods and service produced in an economy during a financial year. At the level of an economy, the value of final goods and services is equal to the total income of all factors of production, viz. Labor, capital, land and entrepreneurship. Question number 14. The minimum alternative tax, MAT, was introduced in the budget of the Government of India for the year. Option A. 1991 to 1992. Option B. 1992 to 1993. Option C. 1995 to 1996. Option D. 1996 to 1997. The correct answer is option D. 1996 to 1997. MAT or minimum alternative tax was introduced in the budget of 1996 to 1997. Under MAT, a company is required to pay a minimum tax of 7% of the book profit in case the tax on the total income computed under the normal provisions of law works out to less than this amount. Question number 15. The capital account convertibility exchanged of the Indian Rupee implies option A. That the Indian Rupee can be exchanged by the authorized dealers for travel. Option B. That the Indian Rupee can be exchanged for any major currency for the purpose of trade in goods and services. Option C. That the Indian Rupee can be exchanged for many major currency for the purpose of trading financial assets. Option D. None of them. The correct answer is option C. That the Indian Rupee can be exchanged for many major currency for the purpose of trading financial assets. Capital account convertibility means the free conversion of cross-border capital flows. Any entity can convert domestic currency into hard currency at the prevailing market rate and take hard currency at the prevailing market rate and take hard currency out of the country without the need of offering any explanation. Question number 16. A consumer is said to be in equilibrium if option A. He is able to fulfill his need with a given level of income. Option B. He is able to live in full comforts with a given level of income. Option C. He can fulfill his needs without consumption of certain items. Option D. He is able to locate new sources of income. The correct answer is option A. He is able to fulfill his need with a given level of income. A consumer is said to be in equilibrium when he feels that he cannot change his condition either by earning more or by spending more or by changing the quantities of thing he buys. A rational consumer will purchase a commodity up to the point where the price of the commodity is equal to the marginal utility obtained from the thing. Question number 17. The supply-side economics lays greater emphasis on the point of view of option A. Producer. Option B. Global economy. Option C. Consumer. Option D. Middle man. The correct answer is option A. Producer. Supply-side economics is a school of macroeconomics that argues that economic growth can be most effectively created by lowering barriers for people to produce supply goods and services as well as invest in capital. The investment and expansion of the business will increase the demand for employees. Typical policy recommendations of supply-side economists are lower marginal tax rates and less regulation. Question number 18. Human Poverty Index was introduced in the Human Development Report of the year. Option A. 1994. Option B. 1995. Option C. 1996. Option D. 1997. The correct answer is option D. 1997. The Human Poverty Index, HPI, was an indication of the standard of living in a country, developed by the United Nations, UN, to complement the Human Development Index HDI and was first reported as a part of the Human Development Report in 1997. In 2010, it was supplanted by the UN's Multidimensional Poverty Index. Question number 19. The current price index base 1960 is nearly 330. This means that the price of option A. All items cost 3.3 times more than what they did in 1960. Option B. The price of certain selected items have gone up to 3.3 times. Option C. Weighted mean of price of certain items has increased 3.3 times. Option D. Gold price has gone up 3.3 times. The correct answer is option C. Weighted mean of price of certain items has increased 3.3 times. A price index is a normalized average, typically a weighted average, of price relatives for a given class of goods or service in a given region, during a given interval of time. The current price index base 1960 is nearly 330. This means that the price of the weighted mean of the price of certain items has increased 3.3 times. Question number 20. Persons below the poverty line in India are classified as such based on whether option A. They are entitled to a minimum prescribed food basket. Option B. They get work for a prescribed minimum number of days in a year. Option C. They belong to agricultural laborer household and the scheduled caste or tribe social group. Option D. Their daily wages fall below the prescribed minimum wages. The correct answer is option A. They are entitled to a minimum prescribed food basket. Till 2011, India used to define the poverty line based on a method defined by a task force in 1979. It was based on expenditure for buying food worth 2,400 calories in rural areas and 2,100 calories in urban areas. In 2011, the Suresh Tendulkar Committee defined the poverty line on the basis of monthly spending on food, education, health, electricity, and transport. However, this has also faced criticism. The NDA government has now constituted a 14-member task force under Niti Aayog's Vice Chairman Arvind Pangaria to come out with recommendations for a realistic poverty line. Question number 21. Which one of the following statements regarding the levying, collecting, and distribution of income tax is correct? Option A. The Union levies, collects and distributes the proceeds of income tax between itself and the states. Option B. The Union levies, collects and keeps all the proceeds of income tax to itself. Option C. The Union levies and collect the tax but all the proceeds are distributed among the states. Option D. Only the surcharge levied on income tax is shared between the Union and the states. The correct answer is option A. The Union levies, collects and distributes the proceeds of income tax between itself and the states. Income tax is levied and collected by the Union government or the central government and distributed between itself and states. Question number 22. Among which one of the following sets of social/religious groups is the extent of poverty the highest, as per government statistics for the 90s? Option A. Muslims in Kerala, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh. Option B. Tribals in Bihar, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra. Option C. Scheduled caste in Punjab, Western Uttar Pradesh, Northern Rajasthan, and Tamil Nadu. Option D. Christians in Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Assam. The correct answer is Option B. Tribals in Bihar, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra. According to the recent data made available by the Central Statistical Organization, the incidence of poverty is highest in tribes of Bihar, Orissa, and Madhya Pradesh. Question number 23. The first Indian state to have its Human Development Report prepared and released by Amartya Kumar Sen in Delhi is Option A. West Bengal. Option B. Kerala. Option C. Madhya Pradesh. Option D. Andhra Pradesh. The correct answer is Option C. Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh was the first Indian state to have calculated Human Development Report in 1995, under the guidance of Professor Amartya Sen. Question number 24. Indian Human Development Report does not give for each sample village. Option A. Infrastructure and Amenities Index. Option B. Education-related Index. Option C. Health-related Index. Option D. Unemployment-related Index. The correct answer is Option D. Unemployment-related Index. The National Human Development Report 2001 is an attempt to map the state of human development in India. While considering the state of human development and the related economic, educational, and health attainments, the report analyzes governance for human development. The Human Development Index, Gender Disparity Index, and Human Poverty Index have been calculated for India after modifying the UNDP methodology. Question number 25. Which one of the following ports of India handles the highest tonnage of import cargo? Option A. Calcutta. Option B. Kandala. Option C. Mumbai. Option D. Visakhapatnam. The correct answer is Option B. Kandala. Kandala port handled the highest volume of traffic at 81.12 Mount, followed by Paradip, 74.40 Mount, JNPT, 48.89 Mount, Mumbai, 47.53 Mount, and Visakhapatnam, 46.56 Mount, from April to December 2017. Question number 26. The most appropriate measures of economic growth are its Option A. Gross domestic product of a country's. Option B. Net domestic product. Option C. Net national product. Option D. Per capita real income. The correct answer is Option D. Per capita real income. Per capita real income is nothing but NNP at factor cost. It means national income is sum total of all factor incomes adjusted for the increase in prices. Question number 27. The term national income represents Option A. Gross national product at market prices minus depreciation. Option B. Gross national product at market prices minus depreciation plus net factor income abroad. Option C. Gross national product at market prices minus depreciation and indirect taxes plus subsidies. Option D. Gross national product at market prices minus net factor income from abroad. The correct answer is Option C. Gross national product at market prices minus depreciation and indirect taxes plus subsidies. Question number 28. The prices at which the government purchases food grains for maintaining the public distribution system and for building a buffer stock is known as Option A. Minimum support prices. Option B. Procurement prices. Option C. Issue prices. Option D. Ceiling prices. The correct answer is Option B. Procurement prices. Procurement prices are the support price at which the government will buy whatever quantum farmers want to sell to the government in the event of private traders not buying the product. This is done to give a fair price to the farmer and to create a buffer stock of food grains to meet public distribution system requirements. Question number 29. Which one among the following states has the highest female literacy rate as per the Census 2001? Option A. Chhattisgarh. Option B. Madhya Pradesh. Option C. Orissa. Option D. Rajasthan. The correct answer is Option A. Chhattisgarh. As per the census of 2001, Chhattisgarh has the highest female literacy of 51.85%, Orissa has 50.51%, Madhya Pradesh 50.29%, and Rajasthan has 43.85%. Question number 30. Which of the following is not a recommendation of the Task Force on Direct Taxes under the chairmanship of Dr. Vijay L. Kelkar in the year 2002? Option A. Abolition of wealth tax. Option B. Increase in the exemption limit of personal income to 1.20 lakh rupees for widows. Option C. Elimination of standard deduction. Option D. Exemption from tax on dividends and capital gains from the listed equity. The correct answer is Option B. Increase in the exemption limit of personal income to 1.20 lakh rupees for widows. Increase in the exemption limit of 1 lakh rupees for the general categories of taxpayers. A higher exemption limit of 1.50 lakh rupees for widows and senior citizens was one of the recommendations of the task force on direct taxes under the chairmanship of Dr. Vijay Kelkar in the year 2002. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like practice this quiz, then download the Wonderslate app now. Link in the description below. If you have any suggestion for us, feel free to leave comments. If you liked the video and want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe button to get more updates of the future videos.